What I have here is something I can reveal to you.
Who leaked the documents that Jeremy Corbyn produced with a flourish at an election press conference is still a mystery. They certainly caused a splash with claims the NHS was on the table in US trade talks. But now the government is making headlines of its own, claiming Russian groups deliberately promoted the documents online.
We believe, we know with reasonable confidence that Russian actors were involved in trying to interfere with the 2019 election, principally through trying to spread, amplify online illegally obtained leaked documents relating to the UK-US free trade negotiations.
Back in December, the social media platform Reddit, on which the documents appeared, concluded something similar, saying, "We believe this was part of a campaign that has been reported as originating from Russia."
The operation started using particularly Twitter to try and draw people's attention to the leaks. They used one particular Twitter account, and they'd write tweets directly addressed to journalists and politicians from a number of different parties, saying, words to the effect of, "Have you seen that these documents have now leaked online?"
The Russians, though, were having none of it. The Foreign Ministry spokeswoman saying, "The UK statement is so vague and contradictory that it's almost impossible to understand. If it's inappropriate to say something, don't say it. If you do say it, then produce the facts." Challenged today about whether he'd inadvertently fallen for a Russian cyber breach, Jeremy Corbyn wasn't keen to say much.
Goodbye.
Although later suggested the claim was bogus. The timing has surprised some, coming just days before a long-awaited report by MPs into all aspects of Russian interference in British politics, including the EU referendum.
It's not the first time that a report being published by the Intelligence and Security Committee has been preempted a few days earlier by the government making an announcement which relates to the content of what is going to be published. So the government may have...
You know, every time I see you and your husband, John Travolta, you are dancing. Every time.
We are.
It's the secret to a good marriage, don't you think?
Isn't it? I know, you got to keep it fun. Well, we danced in a movie that we met. I did a scream test for a movie called The Experts many years ago.
Right. Yeah.
And,
look at this footage.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, this is the dance scene from the movie. It's a fun comedy. I can't believe you had
incredible.
a
By the way, that was really sexy. And I'm like, I want to see. And then what happens
next? It's sort of a silly comedy, but it was fun. We met. You know, I saw him across the room. I was in the lobby, and I see this, like, walking across the lobby. So, you know, that was it.
And then did you have a big wedding? Was it like a huge blowout or?
We were going to have a huge wedding in New York, and there were all of these plans, and it's like people saying, well, am I going to sit? Where am I going to sit? And all of this.
Look at that shot.
And
That's
when
great.
so this is actually us eloping to Paris because once the wedding got so big and so crazy, and I thought once the florist assistant got an assistant, I was
that's
done.
it. Yeah.
I was like, I'm done. We ran away, eloped, and went to Paris.
Did you write? Okay, take me to your diary that night.
Yeah.
Dear diary, today I eloped in Paris with John Travolta. I mean, did you write that down?
Basically, I sort of made the mental note.
So good. I'm glad. I'm glad.
So you eloped in Paris, but then you had to make it official when you came back?
When we came back,
right?
yeah, because you have to live in Paris for, I think it's 4 or 5 years to legally get married there. Yeah, they don't tell you that, but it
So
didn't
you were
matter.
you were living in sin in Paris.
We were living in sin, kind of like you this morning.
That's right.
Except for when he did this.
Tap, tap.
I went,
I get it.
So 27 years of marriage?
27
is
years
that right?
this year.
Congratulations.
It goes fast, right?
So fast.
I know.
Exactly.
And you guys always seem so happy.
Yeah, we're happy. I married the right person.
Yeah.
Sandra Clifford lives with her husband and 5 children in Wentworth in New South Wales. It lost its GP earlier this year, meaning she had to make the 20-minute drive into Victoria to see a doctor in Mildura. But when the coronavirus hit, she stopped going. And when her leg started hurting, she didn't think it was worth crossing the border.
Me just trying to self-diagnose, I suppose, and thought it was something else, and went to the chemist to get anti-inflammatories, and it was not that at all.
After seeking treatment, she was immediately flown to Melbourne to have blood clots removed from her leg. She was told she would have died had she not sought medical assistance that day.
Didn't suspect it at all. It was a shock.
We are seeing a lot of life-threatening situations going unnoticed.
Now that the border has closed, the New South Wales government requires residents to apply for permits to travel into Victoria.
I'm concerned that border restrictions will stop people from going to the doctors, even if they have to.
And it's prompted community action in Wentworth to get their GP back. The community group has gathered more than 1,000 signatures on a petition calling for the New South Wales government to help bring a doctor back to Wentworth, saying it's essential for the health of the community.
Look, I don't think it's particularly hard to attract GPs to a community like this. I mean, we're here in sunny Wentworth today, the river's beside us.